What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Operator Overalls. If you're a first time viewer here, thank you for clicking on the video and watching it. If you're a return viewer, thank you as well for sticking around and clicking on another video. So what we're going to be doing today, so what you see in the title, we're going to do an EDC breakdown. So we're going to go over everything that I carry, and then this is actually going to be part one to a series where it's going to be a complete EDC considerations multi-part series. It's going to do one big long video, but figured it'd be easier to digest it in smaller chunks for me to film and for you to watch, and that way if you need to refer back to it in the future, it's easier just to click on a specific video that has to do with the subject that you're interested in rather than trying to find a small little clip from a 2-hour long video. So with that being said, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel and make sure that you turn on the notifications so that you don't miss the next parts of this series. I'm not sure how many parts it'll be, but it should be several. So I hope you enjoy this video. Stick around, leave a comment, leave a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. So we're gonna start off with a little bit of background, a little bit of history. So I am 23 years old. I started carrying a gun when I was 21. I actually got my first pistol that I was gonna carry when I was 20 because my mindset was I wanted to be ready for when the day comes and I could legally carry, because I did want to stay legal. Since I was that close, I didn't want to screw it up, get caught and screw it up for myself when I turned 21, have a felony charge or not be able to carry. So I did wait until I was 21. Like I said, I got my first pistol that I was planning on carrying when I was 20. That way I could go ahead and train up for a year, and then as soon as I turned 21, I felt like I was going to be, I was proficient, safe, and I was an asset to those around me instead of a liability carrying a gun, just now getting started and trying to carry. So I was very comfortable drawing from concealment. I was very comfortable actually having a holster on me, because that does take a little bit of time to get used to, especially if you're brand new to it. So by the time I turned 21, I was already, I was very confident carrying. Turned 21, and that's when I started carrying. But even before that, I would say around 16 years old, that's when I was really interested in EDC. I mean, I would spend hours watching people's EDC videos. So it's actually kind of cool getting to do an EDC video, because if you're like me and you're a 16-year-old kid, 16, 15, 17, you're a teenage kid, so I understand the appeal to these types of videos. So this is actually going to have something for y'all as well, not just people that carry a gun. So my EDC does not change as far as what I carry, almost never. 99% of the time I'm carrying the exact same things. The method that I use to carry them might change a little bit depending on what I'm wearing, but for the most part I'm wearing blue jeans and a plain t-shirt. That's actually something that I'm conscious about. I don't like wearing shirts with logos on it. It's like I said, 99% of the time is blue jeans and a solid colored, just plain t-shirt. It helps me stick out a little bit less. You can't really remember blank colors as well as you can remember shirts with big logos on them. So as far as what I'm wearing, that's typically it, so I can maintain the exact same way that I carry. Occasionally, we're rolling into the summer months, as you can hear the cicadas in the background, I hope. Beautiful singing. When we're rolling into the summer months, I will wear, gym shorts a lot with a t-shirt, and so typically if I'm doing that, then I'm going to have a fanny pack, and I take everything that you'll see in this video and I put it inside of a fanny pack and carry it that way. There are disadvantages to carrying in a fanny pack because I can't get my pistol out as fast, and there's a little bit of movement, so it's not as consistent as far as placement goes, because the fanny pack can slide around some, but it is really comfortable and it allows me to dress comfortably and still be able to carry. We'll go ahead and jump right on into EDC. We'll start off with what I'm sure most of y'all want to see, and that's going to be my pistol. So I do carry in the appendix position. I carry a Walther PDP compact 4-inch. The holster is from a local company called Nerd Holsters. Go ahead and clear the gun. So like I said, it's from Nerd Holsters, and then I did do the Cordura wrap myself. So again, this is the Walther PDP. It's a 4-inch compact. It was done up for me by my buddy up at Defiant Machine Works in Tennessee. So he did a Cerakote job and a stipple job with a little bit of framework right here where my support hand thumb goes. On the bottom of it, I've got a Streamlight TLR7A. On the top, the iron sights are from Ameriglow. They're blacked out suppressor height sights. It's got a calculated kinetics dog tag plate. On top of the plate is a Zerotech Thrive HD reflex sight. And then on the back of the pistol, this Cerakote part right here, it is actually a brass back strap from Lock Grips. The ammo that I'm carrying is Federal HST. It's 124 grain hollow points. This is basically the industry standard. To my understanding, this is about what everybody that I know carries. Great ammo. So again, that's the Federal HST. 124 grain. This pistol is a compact pistol, so it is a 15+1. That's the pistol setup. Let's move on. Okay, so moving on from the gun, we'll go ahead and move on to the next thing that y'all are probably interested in, and that's going to be the knife that I carry. So I do carry what you see right here. This is the Spyderco Tenacious. Occasionally it'll change up. You know, I'll carry the Spyderco Para 3, very similar knife, a little bit smaller blade, nicer knife. But I've been carrying this knife for 7 years. As you can see, the wear and tear on it. One thing that I have done to it is added a little leather lanyard back here, big enough for me to slip my thumb through, and then a zip tie. So if you're into Spyderco knives, you probably know about the zip tie trick. So what that does is allows me, because I do carry in my back left pocket, so what that allows me to do is I can run my thumb through that loop and then pull the knife straight out. That zip tie catches on my pocket and it's ready to go. So this is what I was doing as a first line of defense before I was carrying a gun, because I couldn't carry a gun legally. So this right here was it, and so that's why it's kind of set up the way that it is, so that I can get out fast in a self-defense situation. I was ignorant, and now I understand now that I don't want to get in a knife fight. This is not coming out unless it is absolutely a dire moment where I'm, you know, it's absolutely like last ditch effort. I'll pull out a knife. I don't want to introduce this into a fight because I don't know how to fight with a knife. And if you're getting a knife fight, you're gonna bleed. There's really no way around that. You're gonna get cut. You're gonna get stabbed as well if you're in a knife fight. So for you young bucks, I mean, I'm a young buck. I'm literally just a few years older than probably the youngest people watching this, but this is something to consider. You know, it is an option. So again, this is the Spyderco Tenacious. Beat the tar out of this knife. It's held up for how many ever years. So again, it's got just a zip tie right there. You can see that I've had the zip tie on there a while, and then just a little leather thumb loop, and that sits in my back left pocket. And then moving on to my front left pocket, just a wallet. This is the Trayvax. I'm not sure which model it is. It's actually the free one that you get when you buy one of their nicer wallets. So my brother bought the nicer wallet. Forget which model again. It's their most expensive one, and so this one came with it for free. And this is what I've been carrying for. We're going on probably 4 years now. And then I've got a little leather strip on that as well, just to make it easier to get out of my pocket. In that same pocket, I keep my keys. I keep them clipped to my belt loop, and then drop down in my pocket. Nothing special at all. Another leather strip. You can see a trend here. You know, just a few keys, a little clip, and then I keep the little Streamlight nano light on here, just in case if I drop something. You know, it's easy just to take this little light and find whatever's on the ground. It's held up great. You can see it's got the tar beat out of it as well. Great little light. Is just enough light, you know, if I need to light up a doorknob to find the keyhole, or like I said, I drop something in the floorboard, it's easy to find out. So that's always clipped on the belt loop and dropped into the left front pocket. All right, moving on to the right front pocket is my cell phone. It's a Google Pixel 4 XL. It's in a mouse case. This is the walnut. I like a little bit of class, so you can see some wood and leather in there, and then I've got a phone loops, just a little strap right there. I'm not too picky about phones. I do prefer Android phones over iPhone. That's just my preference. But again, it's nothing more than just a cell phone, and we're not going to spend much time here. It's just a cell phone. Let's move on to the belt that I use. So don't get excited or anything like that. So the belt that I wear is the Core Essentials. This is buffalo leather, so this is their EDC gun belt. It's a really stiff belt. This is something else we're going to go over in a future, in one of these future episodes of this series. We're going to talk about belts. So again, this is the Core Essentials. It is the buffalo leather just everyday carry gun belt. Really good belt, really stiff. What's cool about it is it's a ratcheting system, so you can see the little marks across it right here, and what that is from is me eating. So as I get a full stomach, I reach down, hit the little button, open it up one little click, eat a little bit more, do the same thing. So that's what all those little marks are from. That's my level of fullness with my stomach. So really cool belt. I've really enjoyed it. It's been a really good investment. Now, I'm not a watch guy at all, but I'm sure a lot of you are. So the watch that I wear every single day is the Seiko SKX 009 Pepsi diver. It's the Paddy edition, so it's just a dive watch, 200 meter rating, got the red and blue bezel, and I wear that on a NATO strap. So the NATO strap that I have on it right now is just a no-name NATO strap. You can see the colors, just really dive looking. I change the strap on it every couple days just to try to keep it smelling not terrible, because these straps do start to smell a little bit bad. Being nylon, they smell pretty bad after about a week or so, because I don't take my watch off ever. Like at all. I don't take my watch off. I'd leave it on, so collects all kinds of junk and everything. But anyways, let's move on to the next thing. Okay, so now we're going to talk about for you younger people that are not carrying a gun. So you've got a few options. You could, and I'm sure most of you do, of course, you've got a pocket knife that you can carry. It's a good option. You should be carrying one regardless. Now, as far as other things that you can carry, the cool thing about this stuff is it's legal everywhere. You're not going to get caught with it. So that's a good option across the board, and I have utilized some of these things. So of course, you've got your little pepper spray right here. It's a nice thing to have. I keep this in my car, just sitting in my glove box. And then this right here, so I forget the name of it, but it is a G10 blade. And the cool thing about this is, well, there's a few cool things. We'll jump into each of them. But as far as I mentioned knife fighting, and I don't want to get in a knife fight, well, this is a good option for people that don't know how to knife fight, like the huge majority of us, myself included. I don't know how to fight with a knife. So I don't have to know how to fight with a knife with this right here. Little cicada. So I don't have to know how to fight with a knife to fight with this thing. It works exactly like a punch. So I take and I just put it in my hand. I've actually wrapped mine with a little bit of paracord to give me a fuller grip. So you put that in your hand and it works exactly like a punch. So all you do is you grab this thing out and you start throwing punches, and it'll work for you. You're not using any sort of slashing or anything like that. Again, it's just a punch. If you know how to throw a punch, you can use this. Again, it is completely made out of G10, and then the sheath is Kydex, and then I've put a little loop on it. It did have a little retention screw, a little piece of a little steel retention screw. I took that off just to make this thing completely non-metallic. So what's cool about this is it's not picked up by metal detectors, and I've actually tested this quite a bit. I took it all the way to Kenya, so I went through 9 airports there and back carrying this right here, and it was not detected. So this is a good option for you people that are maybe not carrying a gun, or you're in a certain situation, you're going somewhere where there's going to be a metal detector and you don't know how to get around that. So this is a really good option. Again, it's a G10 blade, or G10 knife. Oh, okay, here we go. It's from Regiment Blades. It used to be Colonel Blades, I believe, was the original designer of this. And they do make metal versions, they make folding versions, but I wanted the G10 version for the non-permissive environments to carrying a gun, so I can carry this and not be detected. So another good option, aside from the pepper spray and this Regiment blade, is like one of those pins. I do have a few of them. They are metallic, so you can typically get through with them because it looks like a pin, but it might get picked up as far as it being metal. But that is a good option as well. I've got a few of them. I don't really carry them all that much just because I would rather carry this. So we'll actually jump into how I carry this blade. So I've got the little paracord loop on there. All I'm going to do with that is loop that around a belt loop. back through itself, and then I'm just going to take the blade and I'm going to tuck it down in the same place that I would have a pistol. And that way, when I go to draw, I can draw it exactly like I would draw my gun. It's the exact same technique. It's really, really fast, super comfortable to carry. So again, we'll demonstrate that again. And then, I'm ready to start throwing punches and going to work with this little thing. Sure, some of you will ask. So yes, it does work carrying it as a secondary to your pistol. So when I do that, I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm just going to put it on the opposite side. I am right-handed, and so I can drop it in right beside my pistol. And so maybe a certain situation calls, and I can draw this with my left hand. When I draw my pistol, this blade flips around, and it doesn't affect my grip at all as far as on the pistol. So it's a really, really cool option. Definitely something you should consider. It's got a lot of uses, and I've enjoyed having it. It's given me comfort in a lot of situations where maybe carrying a gun wasn't ideal. Now, two more things that I always have near me, maybe not necessarily on me, just because they're not comfortable to carry. Number one is water. I honestly, like, legitimately, I never leave house without a bottle of water. I don't really carry it into like stores with me, but I will carry it into church and that kind of stuff. So again, that's just a Nalgene covered in stickers so that I know which one's mine. So again, maybe not this one. This one actually stays in my car, but a Nalgene does go everywhere with me as soon as I leave the house. That's one thing that I make sure I grab. I grab my pistol, my wallet, my keys, my phone, and then I grab a bottle of water, because if you don't hydrate, you're gonna die. Number two is a tourniquet. Again, I would love to carry this on me every day. I just haven't found a good way to do it. I don't want to wear cargo pants. That's just not my style. You look like a buffoon wearing cargo pants. Sorry, but I guess at the end of the day, if you're confident enough to pull off cargo pants and you carry a tourniquet, well, you're better prepared than I am. I'm not wearing cargo pants. But I wish I could find a good way to carry this. I saw where people carry it, in a holster. I think T-Rex Arms makes that. I don't have enough waist space. I've got a 29-inch waist. There's not enough space across the front of me to comfortably stuff more than a pistol down there. If I am carrying in a fanny pack, then I do carry a tourniquet, but it is always in my car. It's always nearby and ready for quick grabs. We'll do a whole video on my experience using a tourniquet. I think it'll be something that y'all really enjoy. Pretty crazy experience. So that's two things that I make sure I always have nearby. It's at least in my car at a minimum, is a bottle of water and a tourniquet. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, this is a reminder. This is part one to a multi-part series. We're going to cover everything. We're going to cover belts and holsters and different ways to carry. We're going to cover clothing and pistol considerations, and we might even jump into knives and everything like that. We're going to cover it all. It's going to be a multi-part series, really exciting stuff. So make sure that you are subscribed, and then after you subscribe, turn on the bell notifications so that you don't miss the next parts of these videos. Once we're done with this series, you can turn off notifications if you want to. I know it's kind of aggravating to be notified, but for the time being, I would really appreciate it if you turn on those bell notifications so that you don't miss any of the videos. One more thing, let me know what you're carrying in the comments, whether you're carrying a pistol or maybe you're not of the age that you can legally carry that. Let me know what you're carrying to protect yourself with every day. It's something I'm really passionate about. It's your God-given right to be able to protect yourself, and nobody can take that away from you. So regardless of what you're carrying, let me know in the comments. I'd love to respond to that. I do respond to every single comment. Now, I do really appreciate all the support y'all have shown me in this short amount of time being on YouTube. I've been on YouTube for 3 months now. Y'all have blown me away with the positive and encouraging comments, the amount of subscribers, and just the positivity that y'all have shown me. So I really, really, really appreciate that. It means the world to me. So again, turn on bell notifications. Let me know what you're carrying, and I really do appreciate you tuning in for this video. Make sure that you tune in for the next one. I will catch you on the next one.